Hey everyone, Super Microcomputer stock is up another 25% today after joining the S&P 500 index. So is it finally time to take profits on this super AI stock? Well, that's the question I'm going to answer in this video. So let's take a look, let's jump in, let's consider this super popular AI stock.
I want to thank the Motley Fool for sponsoring this video. Visit fool.com/Parkev for the 10 best stocks to buy now.
All right, like I mentioned, the stock price is up 25% already today, and it's been up significantly all year long. I can show you the year-to-date chart. The stock is up 300% so far in 2024, and we're barely 3 months into the year. So it's been one of the huge beneficiaries from this rising effectiveness of AI. Supermicrocomputer has benefited significantly. Of course, I recommended Supermicrocomputer stock as a buy somewhere around this point here, around January 10, January 15, where I released this video where I said, look, Supermicrocomputer is up 81% already in 2024, but it's not too late to buy. I said in that video that there's still a lot of upside left for super microcomputer stock, and turns out there was. It was up another 200%, 220% from this point when I made the video. So in that video, I looked at more than just the company's stock price. I looked at the fundamental characteristics of the business and the valuation. And at that point, the stock was not looking expensive because even though the stock price had increased, the fundamental metrics of the business had also increased. The revenue had increased, profitability had increased, and the expectations for the next year were also looking much better than anticipated. So for all those reasons, I said, yeah, the stock is still a buy. And if you followed that recommendation, hopefully you did and you made some money on that recommendation. But this, now we're in different territory. So let's revisit this stock. Let's revisit the characteristics and see if it's still a buying opportunity. So one of the interesting things is that, Supermicro's chief executive officer Charles Liang told Bloomberg last week that the market demand is so strong that he sees sales of as much as 25 billion annually for Supermicrocomputer. And if you think about where it is right now, in the trailing 12 month, it generated 9.25 billion in revenue. So the CEO sees a roughly tripling of its revenue over the next few years, given the rising demand. And in its latest quarter, revenue increased by 103%. You can see this increasing slope of growth. The rate of increase is increasing for Supermicrocomputer. Although for the most part, Wall Street expects Supermicrocomputer's growth to slow down in 2026. So growth is going to be spectacular in 2024. I think everyone agrees on that. It's going to slow down a little bit in 2025, and then it's going to slow down considerably below double-digit rate of increase in 2026. So this is more of a one-time boost in revenue for Supermicrocomputer and then a steady rate of increase after that. This isn't the case like Nvidia, where it's not just a one-time huge boost in increase in revenue growth, but that revenue growth is expected to continue to remain really high for Nvidia longer term because of Nvidia's capability, its demonstrated ability to innovate and demonstrate continued progress and continued increases of innovative technology into the market, where even after this AI wave is over, Nvidia can launch a new product that spurs further growth, right? Right now, Nvidia is benefiting from the rising effectiveness just solely or primarily from large language models. 5 years from now, Nvidia could be riding the wave of rising effectiveness in driverless car technology, right? So Nvidia has that capability. It demonstrated that capability going from benefiting from fueling growth in gaming products, right? In gaming. And then remember how much Nvidia benefited because of the rise of cryptocurrencies and how Nvidia's GPUs were used in mining cryptocurrencies. And right now, NVIDIA is benefiting because of the rising effectiveness of artificial intelligence, most specifically in large language models. So 5 years from now, it could be something different, right? So NVIDIA is continuously innovating and delivering products that are helping fuel industries for decades. And so investors are reasonably expecting it to continue doing that longer term. That's not the case with supermicrocomputer. Investors are expecting supermicrocomputer to benefit this year in 2024, next year in 2025, and then to slow down considerably in 2026 and going forward. One difference between NVIDIA and supermicrocomputer, and I hate to continue comparing these two, but the reason I'm doing that is because they're both similarly experiencing a boom in revenue and a boom in stock price. But the big difference is that NVIDIA, while its revenue is soaring, its cash flow, its profitability is also soaring, but that's not the case for supermicrocomputer. Supermicrocomputer's profit margins are not as strong as NVIDIA, and in the case of its cash flow from operations, it was actually negative in the most recent quarter because it had to invest in inventory. And then Supermicrocomputer is offering better terms to customers. The CEO saying that it's taking a land and expand approach. If you don't know what that is, it means that it's offering businesses introductory terms to get themselves in the door, and then they hope that after they get themselves in the door with the business, that they can expand, going from an initial sale to much broader sales. And so that initial sale, that's what's happening with Supermicrocomputer right now. They're offering friendly terms for that initial sale, and it's not boosting its profitability. It's not boosting its cash flow from operations as much as NVIDIA is benefiting from that, right? NVIDIA is benefiting all around. Companies are begging for NVIDIA's GPUs. Demand is strongly outstripping supply. So NVIDIA is not having to offer any friendly terms or anything like that. It's just telling people this is our price. Take it or leave it, because there's 20 other customers waiting in line to get our product. So if you're not paying top dollar, the next one in line is going to get it. So don't waste our time trying to negotiate with us. That's not the case with Supermicrocomputer. The demand is not at that level compared to what's happening with NVIDIA. It's still strong, don't get me wrong. It's still very strong, but it's not on the level of NVIDIA. And then finally, when I look at Supermicrocomputer's valuation, it's trading at a forward price to earnings of 38.29. That's near and surpassed its most expensive, according to this metric, going back all the way before 2021, going back to 2020. And it's more expensive by a large magnitude, almost 4 times the valuation it was at in 2023, and then like 5 times the valuation it was trading for before this AI boom. So the revaluation has been extreme, and it has been nearly instant for Supermicrocomputer. And yes, it has excellent prospects for the next year, maybe 2, but then after that, its prospects are not that great. Not great enough, in my opinion. So, to conclude, I'm hesitant to say, but I think it's time to take profits in Supermicrocomputer stock. I think the gains have been enough, up 300% so far in 2024. I think it's benefited from the rising effectiveness of AI and its prospects. Its great prospects are now almost arguably priced in to the valuation, and at a forward PE of 38, I think the valuation is stretched. I think it's getting stretched. So I think it's a good time to take profits in Supermicrocomputer. I think it's finally time to take profits. And if you followed my recommendation from up 80 to up 300%, you've made roughly 220% on the stock. Those are excellent gains. Lock them in and look for better opportunities in the market. Before I let you go, let me tell you about the greatest deal on YouTube. With just a click of a button, you can get free financial analysis from a professor with decades of investing experience. So what are you waiting for? Hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you again soon.